97.3 Citi FM. Relevant radio, always.
Hello, welcome to Business Weekly on Citi TV with me, Norvan Acquah Hayford. Coming up, the Bank of Ghana finally gives the go-ahead to the military to operate a savings and loans company. Also, the Minister of Finance, Sektekpe, has told Citi Business News the country will issue its fifth Eurobond in October. And finally, AngloGold Ashanti justifies why they have dragged Ghana to an international arbitration center in the US. This and many other stories coming up. Stay with us. In our first story today, the Bank of Ghana has finally given the go-ahead to the military to operate a savings and loan company in this country. The company is to be called Service Integrity Savings and Loans Company. The Bank of Ghana last year confirmed to Citi Business News it was only processing a savings and loans license for the Ghana Armed Forces and not a license to run a bank. The Savings and Loans Company, which is to be sited in Burma Camp, will serve military officers and their civilian counterparts. Citi Business News has gathered that salaries of all personnel of the military, as well as MOD civilians and employees of Ghana Armed Forces, will now go through the Savings and Loans Company. Now to our next story, and Citi Business News has gathered that negotiation between GCB bank workers and management over some layoffs is nearing completion. This has been stalled over time due to junior staff who have said that the package being offered them is not good enough. Initially, reports were that some 500 workers were to be laid off, but we have gathered that with the negotiations going on, only 200 or below of them may be going home. Now, the Securities and Exchange Commission has directed the transactional advisor of ADBs IPO to return monies of applicants who purchased the company's IPO at 2 Ghana cedis instead of the 2 cedis 65 pesos. It follows a petition by the bank rejecting all applications from investors who applied to purchase the shares at 2 Ghana cedis. A statement issued by the Securities and Exchange Commission and copied to Citi Business News revealed that ADB received a total subscription of about 438 million cedis at the close of the offer. The bank was unable to satisfy the minimum subscription of 100 million cedis required to list on the Ghana Stock Exchange. Meanwhile, ADB says the transaction advisors will roll out payment soon. Let's now move to the Finance Ministry, and the Minister of Finance, Sektekpe, has hinted to Citi Business News that Ghana's fifth Eurobond will be issued in October this year. Proceeds from the bond is to be used in retiring mature debts, including the country's first Eurobond, which matures next year. Some economists have warned Ghana will attract very high coupon rate if it goes ahead to issue its Eurobond. Ghana's last Eurobond was issued at a coupon rate of 10.75, which was described as the highest in the region. Now, the Ministry of Finance has clarified its stance on the issue of taxation of pensions in the country. The ministry said under Section 1125 of the National Pensions Act, that is Act 766, where voluntary contributions are made to a pension fund, and if withdrawal from the fund is to be made before one goes on pension, the amount will be taxed appropriately if the contribution is not up to 10 years for those in the formal sector and 5 years for those in the informal sector. In a statement copied to Citi Business News, Finance Ministry indicated that the reference to the pension income in the Finance Minister Sektekpe's delivery was to explain the philosophy of taxation of pension and adapt generally a literature in countries that tax pensions. Now, it pointed out that Article 199(3) of the Constitution states the pension payable to any person shall be exempt from tax as the Income Tax 2015, that is Act 896, treats pension as an exempt amount under Section 7(1)(d), which means that any amount paid as pension shall not be taxed. We now move to the mining sector, where mining giant AngloGold Ashanti has justified dragging Ghana to the International Center for Settlement of Investment Disputes following the country's inability to restore law and order at Obuasi mine, which has been taken over by Galamsey operators. The mining firm argues the takeover of the Obuasi mine by the Galamsey operators is impacting negatively on its operations and its optimized feasibility studies. In February of this year, hundreds of illegal miners forced their way inside the fenced area of the Obuasi mine, which led to the death of a senior management staff, John Owusu, when the company tried to ward off the illegal miners. Senior Vice President in charge of Investor Relations and Group Communications at AngloGold Ashanti, Stewart Bailey, speaking to City Business News, said the company had no choice but to drag Ghana to the arbitration center. Finally, before we go, Citi FM has launched the biggest business festival by far in the country, that is the City Business Festival. This year's event promises quality and innovative discussions targeted at shaping the focus of business environment in Ghana. Activities outlined include a series of outdoor and on-air business education programs, which will create opportunities for Ghana's business players to interact with each other through networking sections and active engagement with business leaders, entrepreneurs, individuals, among others. Innovative programs to expect include the Management Boot Camp, Exceed, and the Innovation Summit. The hashtag for all the discussions for the City Business Festival is CityBizFestival. And that's all we have for you in today's edition of Business Weekly on Citi TV. My name is Norvan Acquah Hayford. Goodbye.